so the stage, like I said, is total action, no reactions allowed, right? So I have a very simple formula that a lot of people use for a lot of different things. My formula that I use is A plus B equals C, right? We know that A squared plus B squared always equals C squared. We know these are the math equations that, and these are things that were known. If we look at the A as being the word action, and we use the B as the word belief, and we use the letter C as the consequence.
Mhm.
This is the formula that I use constantly to be able to make an entertaining, memorable moment,
Mhm.
right? Super Bowl halftime shows are where I get to do those things. I've got to do those things at at the high level. The
Mhm.
U2s also being able to do that at the high level.
Okay.
But
So action
one of the
plus belief equals consequences.
right,
Can you
and if
can you
so, let
talk
me
us
give you
through
the
each of them?
breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said the stage is the place of action. We
Right.
have an action, right? And we know the ticket buyer's belief is this about this. All right. So if I do this, the belief that they have is that they're enjoying it, and the consequences are we're enjoying the music together. All right. That's just like a simple look
Hmm.
at it, right? Um, the if you check what we're trying to do here, all right, why this is important
Hmm.
is because we're going to break someone's belief,
Right.
all right? And
On
here's
purpose. That's
here's
what you
why
wanted. That's what you're setting out to do.
on on purpose, with the
Right.
purpose of breaking a
Gotcha.
belief, right?
Yeah.
This is where the phrase magic, this is where that play in of this is a belief that we have. All of a sudden, magic happens, and your belief of how things were supposed to be and how the world worked around you is already all of a sudden shattered.
Okay.
Right? There's a privilege and a responsibility for that moment. Right?
Right.
So if you're on stage and you are the action, and you've created an action that you know is going to break someone's belief system, it's a privilege to know how to do it.
Hmm.
It's a privilege to know why you're doing it.
Right.
it it's also very a responsible moment
Yeah,
to
sure.
also issue a new belief
Mm.
quickly. If you're able to do that, break it and then give them a new one, the consequences are they feel enlightened,
Hmm. So
right?
you've taken them out of their norm. And
Right.
I think this is what Cirque du Soleil does as well.
Yeah. I mean, this is the
I mean,
formula of entertainment, or
mm,
more than just entertainment. Yeah, this is the formula on a daily basis, right? And say the action is I'm driving in the car and I'm in traffic. Well, if my belief is, I'm late, I'm late. Well, my consequences are, I'm just mad. I'm just sitting there in a car angry, right?
okay.
Well,
Yeah.
if I look at it differently, the action is I'm stuck in traffic. My belief is, you know what? We've been sitting here. I'm going to listen to this podcast. I'm going to do, all of a sudden your consequences are different when your belief has been changed, right?
Hmm.
So these are small things that we play with on a daily basis that we don't even know about. That's that
Right.
math, that life
Yeah.
math
Yeah.
that's flying around us, right?
So
Yeah.
you take
Well,
this from natural law. This is something
right.
you see,
Yeah,
you take and
absolutely.
you build it into your shows.
Right.
Love it.
Right. So, yeah. So, like, say, Madonna and the Gorillas, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so, I had, so the belief that we were going to break was whether these guys were holograms or not on stage. All
Okay.
right. So, we did a trick to where she's dancing around. It did Pepper's Ghost. We just did them backwards. So when she's walking and she's dancing, at the very last, she goes around one of them, and the break, that was the moment where you break the belief. Oh my gosh, that is actually on stage with her
Mm.
because she just went behind them,
Yeah.
right? And so that was that breaking moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's those magical moments,
Right.
and that's why we did what we did, was because we wanted to break that belief and make those animated characters real on stage,
Love it.
and not just holograms. Yeah,
So you
yeah,
this is really to me. I study filmmakers a lot, and for those of us in the community, we know that we a lot of what we talk about is kind of how a filmmaker thinks.
right.
Um, this
Yes,
to me sounds like a Francis Ford Coppola, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg kind of framework.
yeah. Yeah, if you go back in your own experiences
Yeah,
and think about moments where a belief structure, like you had magic in your life, your belief was broken,
Luke, I
right?
am your father.
Right. So that's how you make a memorable moment, is by
Right,
breaking someone's belief structure, but handing them a new one,
right.
immediately, right? That's the privilege and the
I,
responsibility.
yeah, I love it that you think of it in those terms as a privilege and an honor and a responsibility to wield that well. What what has I mean, Dolly Parton, Jay Z. I mean, they're going to get this. But how have you ever had pushback from an artist who's like, "Hey, this is too weird for me," or do they love it that you're bringing this to the table? Like, if they ever said, "Look, we just want to
The
play our songs," we're
Oh goodness, yeah, yeah, yeah. If I've got a band of musicians and no artist on stage, then yeah, it's going to be the physical musician wanting to play the music, not caring about the performance or any type of emotion from the stage artistry.
so somebody like
Uh,
a Rush would probably be in that, like, "Hey, this is about the songs, the music."
right, right.